There's this one word that we're all kind of chasing. It pretty much defines a huge chunk of our lives, but we almost never stop to ask, what does it really mean? I'm talking about success. And today, we're going to tear it down and rebuild it from scratch.
So, when you hear that word success, what's the very first picture that pops into your head? Come on, be honest. Because if you're like most of us, it's probably a very specific and, let's face it, very familiar set of images.
For a lot of people, it's all about power. You know the look. The corner office, the fancy title on the door, the feeling of making big decisions that affect a lot of people. It's that drive to be at the very top of the ladder.
And then, of course, there's the big one, wealth. This is probably the #1 symbol society holds up and cheers for, right? We're talking luxury cars, sprawling houses, that sense of freedom that comes with a fat bank account. It's often treated like the ultimate scoreboard in the game of life.
And let's not forget prestige. This one often shows up in the form of a fancy piece of paper from a university. That degree from an elite school, it's seen as a golden ticket, a stamp that says you're smart, disciplined, and destined for great things.
So there you have it. Power, wealth, prestige. That's kind of the trifecta of traditional success. It's the story we've been sold our entire lives. But you gotta wonder, is that really the full picture? Is that all there is to it? It's almost like society hands us this official checklist, right? Go get the executive job, pile up the wealth, collect those advanced degrees. It makes success feel like this very straight, very narrow path, like a video game with clear levels to beat.
Okay, but this is where it starts to get really interesting. Because you start to feel this tension, this pull between what society is telling you to chase and what actually deep down makes you feel happy and fulfilled.
And that really is the core conflict, isn't it? On one side, you've got this rigid, cookie-cutter path defined by all those external things, titles, money, what other people think. But on the other side, you have your own journey, a path that's flexible and guided by your personal values and what genuinely brings you a sense of peace. And man, those two paths are often pulling us in totally different directions.
So that begs a super important question. What if you just don't fit that mold? What if the idea of an executive job and a massive bank account just doesn't light you up? Does that mean you're doomed to fail? No way, absolutely not.
This actually opens the door to a completely different kind of success, one we almost always overlook. I like to call it quiet success. These are the achievements that don't get a round of applause or a big headline, but they are incredibly real and profound. Just think about it for a second. Success can be finding real, genuine satisfaction in a simple life. It can be the incredible wealth you find in strong friendships and a supportive community, and you know money can't buy that. It can be the feeling of waking up with inner peace, or having the sheer guts to live a life that is 100% authentic to you. These are deeply, powerful, lasting kinds of success.
And this is what it all boils down to. Success is not a one-size-fits-all t-shirt. The real power, the real magic, happens when you stop trying to play by society's rules and you start writing your own.
So here's a brand new way to think about it. Just forget the external checklist for a minute. True success, it's simply when your actions are in line with your deepest values. When what you do matches what you believe. You're successful, period. It's actually that simple.
Let's just break this down. Material success, the stuff that's all about titles and cash, it's often fleeting, right? It's a game of just accumulating more. But meaningful success, the kind that comes from inside, from kindness, from joy, that stuff is enduring. It lasts. It's not about having more. It's about being more fulfilled.
And when you really get this, it shifts your whole perspective. Success stops being this finish line you have to cross, some trophy you get at the very end. Instead, it becomes about how you're living your life day in and day out. It's the journey itself.
I absolutely love this quote because it just nails the whole idea. You don't need to have the most stuff to be the most successful person. Real success can be found in a day well lived, in shared laughter, in a meaningful connection, not just in a boardroom or a bank statement. Which brings us right back to where we started, but now hopefully with a whole new perspective. So I'll ask you again, after all of this, what does real, authentic success really look like to you?